Hey guys, it's me, and I am here with a movie tag video. I was talking to Alyssa White, who is also a YouTuber. I'll link her down below. And I was like, what should I record? And I said, maybe a tag video. And so she sent me Johnny Tellez's video, which is a movie tag, and said she did this one too, so I should do it. So that is what I'm going to do. I honestly did not look at these questions very well. I just saw a few on here, so I really didn't plan this out. I'm just going as I'm reading. So let's begin. First question is, what is your favorite film of all time? Now for this, I know the answer to because it's always been one of those movies that are on the top of my list no matter what, and that is The Crow. Because it's just amazing. It actually impacted me in a way when I was younger to appreciate things in a different manner, and the storyline is just beautiful and tragic. So The Crow would be my number one. And it says, what is your favorite scene from that movie? I would have to say probably when Eric Draven comes out of his grave and, you know, goes back home and he discovers his house, and he puts on the makeup and becomes the Crow. I think that part is my favorite part of the film. That's when he just is waking up and he's in a lot of pain and memories and all of that hit him at once. So I would say that part of the film's my favorite. Now, who's my favorite actors and actresses? There are a lot. I would say, you know, there's Johnny Depp, there's Heath Ledger, there's Steve Buscemi, there's, I can't remember the guy from Once Upon a Time that plays Rumpelstiltskin. He was also in 28 Weeks Later. He was the dad. I can't think of his name. Him. Of course, there is Vera Farmiga. I love her. And Nestor Carbonell. Obviously, those are from Bates Motel. Man, Robert Englund. I mean, there's just a ton. Favorite directors. I want to go with Stanley Kubrick. He comes to mind. Guilty pleasures. Wow. I mean, I don't think I have any guilty pleasures because I have no problem admitting things. Like, I do like Monsters, Inc. and some Pixar. I like Over the Hedge and some other, kid-type movies. I would have to say guilty pleasures would probably be things from my childhood, like Pippi Longstocking. Both films, the one that they made that is American, and I think the other one's German. Maybe it's not German. I can't remember. So I would say, yeah, stuff from my childhood. I can't think of anything right now. I just came home from work, so my mind's kind of like mush. Favorite tearjerker, The Green Mile. That movie is just really emotional for me, especially to the point when John Coffey is in that movie theater watching the movie and, you know, he's upset. Man, that movie gets me crying every time. And it's horrible because I am horrible and I will watch that if I'm having a bad day or going through some stuff myself, and then, you know, that's just a bad decision. But I would say my favorite tearjerker is The Green Mile. Let's see. Which character from a movie has scared you the most? I don't get scared easily. The thing I guess that comes to mind, and I mentioned this in one of my other movies or videos, was The Exorcist. Now, for me, that movie scared me because I was very young and impressionable, and to me, demonic possession was very real, so that scared me. So I would say Reagan from The Exorcist probably scared me the most. But I don't really, get scared. So, yeah. Which movie do you love, but everyone else hates? I don't know. I mean, I love trauma films, and I find that a lot of people don't like trauma. Man. You know, there is one, and I can't think of the name. Man. I don't know. I mean, I like the Paranormal Activity movies. A lot of people hate them. I don't know. I'll just stick with trauma. Which movie do you hate but everyone loves? I don't know. I really hated The Human Centipede Part 3. If you love that movie, then I hate it. That's the only movie that comes to mind recently that I really hate. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really seen a lot of people give a lot of positive feedback about that film, but I haven't even seen, like, negative feedback. I think that's just a movie I haven't seen much about, but I hated it. Let's see. Favorite movie duo? Excuse me, movie duo. I would say Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Is that his name? Nick Frost? Yeah, from Shaun of the Dead and those films. Whenever they're in a movie together, they are, like, brilliant. I love those guys. I love Simon Pegg. So, yeah. Which actors or actresses do you have a crush on? Well, that I can answer really easily. I do have a crush on, of course, Johnny Depp. Then there is Heath Ledger. I thought he was really attractive. Nestor Carbonell. Yeah. Romero. I don't know. From Bates Motel. So yeah, I'll go with those guys. Favorite movie villain? Freddy Krueger. Obviously, Freddy is, like, up there. Then I would say, you know, Sam from Trick or Treat, and then Leatherface. Yeah, I like those guys. Which movie has surprised you the most? Let's see. I don't know if I can say that I was, like, surprised. I don't know. Like, as in surprised that I actually liked it, or surprised that it was actually good and I had expectations for it? I don't know. I told you I work today. My brain sucks. I shouldn't even be videoing this right now, but I don't even care. Okay. I would say the remake of Psycho. I was surprised that I liked it as much as I do because I don't really care for movie remakes, because they'll either butcher them or, you know, change a story or something that just irks me. I mean, I will watch movie remakes, but I would say the remake of Psycho, they did it line for line, and they did very well with it. There was many nods to the original, yet they had to change it to current time, so they did that really smoothly, and I really like that movie. I think Vince Vaughn was a really bothersome Norman Bates, even though he, I think, lacked the childhood look as well as Anthony Perkins had. I mean, he did have it, but it was a little bit different. I would say that surprised me the most. I liked it as much. Least favorite director. Let's see here. I don't know his name. I'm looking this up. Okay. His name is Samuel Bayer, and he directed the new Nightmare on Elm Street. I dislike him because of that. I don't know any of his work. I am terrible when it comes to directors unless I like know of their films because I'm a big fan of their films. But if you were to ask me names of directors and whatnot, I would not be the person you should ask, but him. I did not like that movie at all. That's one of the movies I do hate, but that doesn't really necessarily fall in the questions of these. But yeah, I'll go with him. We'll pick him, Samuel Bayer, because that movie should not have been touched. Not at all. Not. Favorite book turned movie, and that would be Party Monster. I love, 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 love Disco Bloodbath, the book by James St. James. I mean, that was such an easy read for me because I am into true crime and I've heard of the club scene incident and all the events that followed. At the time when I read it, I was also very much a club kid myself, so I think like I read that really well and really quickly. That when I heard about the movie and Macaulay Culkin was in it and, you know, Marilyn Manson was in it and then Seth Green, I mean, that movie was amazing. The soundtrack is amazing. I just love it so much. I would quote that film all the time back in the day. So I would say that would be my favorite book turned movie. Which movie has had a significant impact on your life? Like I mentioned The Crow for being my favorite movie because it did impact me. That kind of opened up the door to a part of me that I guess I didn't let out until I saw that film. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. I was very heavy into the goth scene when I was young when I saw that film. I was in middle school then, so, you know, that had an impression on me. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to use The Crow as another answer. I feel like there should be something else. Shit. I can't think of anything. Can we go with The Crow again? We'll just go with that. Let's see. Favorite movie quote of all time? I'm trying to think, because there are many lines from movies that I love. I'm Your Boyfriend Now from Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, Welcome to Prime Time, Bitch. That is one of my favorite ones. I love that. I love that part of the film too. So, yeah, that would be my favorite. Favorite movie, score, or soundtrack? Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And you know what? I'm an idiot. Which movie had a significant impact on my life would be Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Obviously, I am not thinking right now because I didn't think of it then. So we'll rewind back to that. Hedwig obviously has a major impact on my life. It makes me feel like I'm not alone in this crazy world of finding your other half because other people have the same problems as you. I mean, that movie helped me find myself too, you know, in the sense of you have to love yourself to love someone else. You have to know who you are to know who you want, and, you know, to be free and to love someone. You know, you have to go through these struggles in life and, you know, learn from them and not be a stranger. So that has definitely been the movie that impacted my life. It actually is something that's very sweet to me, and yeah, I made a video about it, so. Okay, moving forward. Favorite movie score or soundtrack would be Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Hands down, that is the movie that I love. And the songs. I mean, because that movie is like a punk rock show too, so the songs that Hedwig sings are the songs of the soundtrack. I can also say Another movie soundtrack that I like is the soundtrack of Velvet Goldmine. That is just another one up there that's really, really like neck and neck with Hedwig. I mean, that movie in general is awesome as well, especially if you're into the glam, I guess you would say glam rock, it would be easier to say, genre of music, and that movie is really good. Another soundtrack that I love would be the Party Monster soundtrack. That is great. Like I mentioned, that was a brilliant soundtrack. It worked really well for that movie. Yeah. Oh, Get 'Em to the Greek. I love Get 'Em to the Greek. That movie is amazing. I love Russell Brand. Russell Brand can go back into one of my crushes. See, all of this is hitting me now when the questions are almost over. So, yeah, Get 'Em to the Greek is great. Obviously, the soundtrack from that movie are all the songs that they sang. Infant Sorrow, I think is the name of the band. Yeah, Infant Sorrow. So it's like their album is the soundtrack to the movie, so I love that too. Obviously, I am more connected to the music part of movies than the movies itself, which makes no sense because I love movies. But those are the answers that I can think of right now. Anyway, what's the best movie you've seen recently? Well, I can say one of the best movies I've seen recently that I've already seen many, 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 many times was Tucker and Dale versus Evil, because I saw that this weekend when Tony was in town. But if we're gonna go with movies I've seen recently, and I would say maybe movies I've seen this year that I've really enjoyed, The Babadook. That's the one that comes to mind. That one I really enjoyed, I really liked. Recently though, like, I haven't really been watching a whole lot of newer movies that I could really use as an answer. I've been just rewatching movies I've seen over and over and over again. So yeah, I would go with The Babadook as far as movies I've seen this year. And then, you know, Tucker and Dale versus Evil is just hands down, like, you know, great, and I saw it this weekend, so that comes to mind. And that is that. That is the movie tag. This video is probably really bad. I mean, I sound like I don't know anything, and it sounds like my knowledge of movies is very limited, but it's not. I swear to you. If anybody's been in my home, you'd know that I have a ton of VHSs. I have quite a few DVDs, so I know my movies. I just don't know what I'm doing right now videoing. So yeah, alright guys, so this video might be pretty long as it is. I thank you so much for watching. Again, go check out Alyssa White's channel. I'll even link Johnny Tellez's video down below. You should follow those guys and like their videos. And I thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, you guys take care.